This is a Brooklyn-bound 2 train. The next stop is Wall Street.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
Welcome back. This is Not Your Advisor with NYU Grad on Thursday, March 13th. Tonight, we are going to have a blood moon. So if you're on the West Coast, you should be able to just look up in the sky around 11:20-ish p.m. Pacific, and the moon will have an orange glow. If you're on the East Coast, you'll likely be asleep. It's going to show up at 2:26 a.m. Eastern Time. So look out for that. If you know folks that are acting weird, out of character, kind of funny, that could be why. This is a total lunar eclipse, and people just act strange, and they might actually be impacted by this in their trading accounts as well. So let's jump into today's session. It's going to be an important one because I am going to spell out when will stocks keep falling. And I'll list the conditions that will need to be met as clear as I can with images of what to look for today. But I digress. Let's jump right into the macro. We had 82 new highs on the NYSE versus 774 new lows. 23% of stocks were advancing versus 74% declining. 74% were below the 50 and 71% were below the 200-day moving average. The Dow closed down 537 points, or 1.3%. The NASDAQ closed down 345 points, which is basically 2%. And the S&P closed down 77 points, or 1.4%. This morning, the PPI news came out. It was a very small bump to the futures market, much smaller than yesterday's CPI Dow 300 pre-market. But nonetheless, it got sold off. I have images to show you, literally timestamps of my private chat with the paying subscribers. The mega caps were all pretty bad except for NVIDIA. NVIDIA was only down 0.03%. So it's stayed strong, relatively speaking. But Microsoft down 1.1%. Apple down 3.3%. Amazon down 2.5%. Tesla down 3%. Meta down 4.6%. Google/Alphabet down 2.5%. If you look at the sectors, there were two green sectors, basic materials up 0.3% and utilities up just under 0.25%, but all the other sectors were red. Leading to the downside, your communication services down 2.3%, consumer cyclical down 2.25%, tech and real estate down 1.9%, industrials down 1.09%, financials down 3/4, consumer defensive down 3/4, energy down 0.5%, healthcare down 0.5%. Bloodbath, folks. So let's keep peeling the onion. And if you look at the show notes for free members, I'll share the screenshot. At 8:27 a.m., I had posted. Also, yesterday pre-market was up, Dow 300, CPI news was sold. Let's see if PPI does the same. And I also did a screenshot of where the ES with the arrow was at that time. So how are we doing? 4 p.m., we closed near the lows. There was a small bounce at the end of the day after hours, but we closed at the lows near 55.20. Every bounce is being whack-a-moled. There is just no oomph to these bounces. And I have kept all of my paying subscribers out of these bounces. I've been warning everybody, saying, do not buy this dip. The conditions are not there for a bottom. And I'll share all of those signs in a minute with the paying subscribers. So if you want to see all these clear signs, I'm not going to give it away for free. No one else is providing this. If your advisor is great, I suspect 99% of them are not. Some other reasons to think about upgrading. Since my February 17th post of spotlighting Carvana is down 43%. And I clearly stated in the paid section of that post what the potential roadmap is for a downside move. So whether you're long Carvana or whether you're looking to short Carvana, if you had read my full post on February 17th, that literally was the top of Carvana. So take a look at that. I've linked that article in the show notes. So let's transition to some of my other notes I had here. In the NASDAQ, new highs versus new lows, there were 10 highs versus 72 new lows. If you look at profitable companies in the NASDAQ, there were 0 new highs. That's almost, I've never seen that almost. It's been a very long time since I've seen that. Let's go through what was strong and what was weak. In the S&P, Intel continued strength with all that JV news with potentially on the joint venture with Taiwan Semiconductor, but Intel was up 14%, Dollar General up 6.4%, Dollar Tree up 6%, Newmont Mining up 5%. In the NASDAQ 100, you had Vertex Pharmaceuticals up almost 2%. That was it. What was weak? I can't cover everything, obviously. My alma mater, Adobe, unfortunately, they guided soft, and they're down 14.3%.
We can't forget that this is just a small taste of the in-depth analysis that Not Your Advisor provides. They don't just throw numbers at you. They connect the dots, find those hidden trends, and help you understand what's driving the markets.
If you want the full picture, you got to check out the full Not Your Advisor episode.
Don't forget to subscribe to notyouradvisor.com.
And all their premium content. I mean, it's like having a direct line to what's really going on in the market.
It is. It really is. They cut through all the BS and give you the kind of info that you just won't find anywhere else.
Think about this. Investing is all about making decisions that work for you and your goals. You're the one in control.
Not Your Advisor can give you the map, but you choose where you want to go.
And with that empowering thought, we'll sign off. Happy investing.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.